Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event of the evening. Are you ready?
Just bring it! Woo! And that's the bottom line. And that's the bottom line. Woo! Just bring it!
All right. Once again, you know what time it is. It is time for the Asylum. I'm your host, Quest, and I am joined by my co-host to the left.
Hey, it's the brother man with the master plan, one half of the XWW Tag Team Champions, Cam Jackson.
Sephiroth, the Black Rose.
What's one of okay.
That's a dope hat. What does it mean to you?
Sephiroth, as you know, Labor Day has passed. It looks like Sephiroth is still caught up in his vacation mode, being that Sephiroth had a good time. And yes, Sephiroth is still caught up on Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's a nice hat. I love. Did you do any fishing or whatnot? With the what was that? The jugger hose sign. The what?
We don't.
That's just a symbol. A symbol. That's it. You know, symbol. That's it. That's all it is. It's a little man running. You know.
We don't want to tick off that community.
That's about it. You know.
How am I taking off a community?
You don't want to tick off that community. You know why? They're unstable. They said, "Move my mom right through a coffee No. Shout out.
Nice. That was nice.
Shout out to them. You know, I like some of the music. I love music, point blank. So I ain't gonna hate on nobody for their lifestyle.
I'm still trying to figure out though, like, how did that cult start? Like, that, like, I mean, two white guys paint their face up like clowns.
They told a story. They used wrestling formula. They created characters, which are the different rappers. They created this story. And that's, as you know, that's all you need to make people follow you or to start a cult. You just need a good story. But what's dope about it is they use the formula of wrestling, of creating stories, creating issues, and solving them issues, and there's an outcome in the end to that. And that's, religion told a good story. You know, Christianity and all the others, they tell a good story and get millions of people to follow.
Oh boy, that one's gonna. I don't even like. We have a disclaimer, so okay.
Oh, hey, this is the Asylum. We need a disclaimer for our disclaimer. We need another disclaimer to tell.
I think we need an Asylum branded disclaimer instead of that generic one.
This is what they need to do right there, you know. And we're gonna zoom in on this right here. You know, it's what we live by. So, but yeah. So anyway, yeah.
We need a PA. We need a white man on set. You know why? Because that white man on set is good at taking notes at timestamps, so we don't have to go back and watch the whole thing and listen to when you say, "Hey, we're gonna zoom in right here." Hey, shout out to Dom Douglas.
Yeah, where is Dom? Anybody heard from him?
I don't know, but we're gonna have to figure out a seat for him if he's coming back.
Well, I tell you this. I did get an update on Dom Douglas, and the last thing I heard that he was drinking with his ass up in the air.
What is it? Not Dom.
Not Dom. Dom, why?
Yeah, I heard he was in Philly and he went to Wawa's and made a sandwich and ate the shit sideways with his ass in the air.
Y'all gonna stop making fun of my up top brother Dom. Shout out to Dom Douglas, the voice of XWW.
Oh, yeah.
The voice.
The what?
The voice of XWW.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
The voice.
The voice. Gotcha.
Mr. Kennedy.
Dom, we miss you. I mean, let us know you're all right. You know, we need you.
White man on set.
Hey, Dom, we miss you. So, I don't know, reach out, talk to us or something. You know, we always got a spot for you in there with Sheila.
Wait, can we fit? Well, plus Sheila, 2 people in the booth. I mean, it looks feasible. Good Dom sitting there all the time, and we have a guest. They just sit next to Dom. I mean, it'd be pretty tight. You know, need another fan in there. Let's see that door crack.
two inmates in the room.
Yeah, Dom's always in there.
Hey,
He can keep timestamps.
Listen, that's something.
I'm in there. I'm sorry for breathing in the mic.
I hate Murph.
I'll answer that question, but I need you to take your glasses off.
Oh, look in the eyes.
Listen, man, it's still available somewhere, everywhere out there that we have videos. It's Wolverine's, his statement, his death blow to Cam Jackson on the Asylum bonus edition. Shout out to Wolverine, ref of the year, 2022.
I want to look you in the eyes.
Stop.
I want to look you in the eyes.
Stop.
You understand? When I get in the ring.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Shout out Wolfie.
I'm glad I was. I don't know where I was.
You asleep.
I was asleep.
Yeah, you asleep.
Smack dab in the middle of the ring.
With your ass in the air.
But I'm glad. I'm glad.
You would have laughed. You would have tried so hard not to laugh that you would have had to walk away.
I would have to walk away. That I would.
We couldn't. I was stuck. I couldn't go to work.
He was letting me have it, bro. All that. And I'm sitting there. Look, I respect brother for it. Me and Wolfie tight as shit now. You know why? Because listen, no, hear me out. I respect that he's not gonna take no shit, even if it's mine. I respect it. You know what I mean? I thought it was funny in the moment. Yeah, I busted out laughing, but I built so much respect for that man in that moment.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, go back in the archives, check out the Asylum, the bonus edition. All right, and you'll see when this man poured his heart out to us, and let us know why he does what he does in the middle of his ring. That man, Cam Jackson, laughed hysterically in this man's face.
It was just a moment, man. But let me
This
tell you,
man told a story with tears in his eyes, and that man laughed at him.
I respect him more now than ever. So Wolverine, ref of the year 2022, and probably 2023.
And probably 24. And probably 25, because, well, we know,
You know when you got
a others carry bags.
Yeah, when you got a handful of blue bags refs, you know, it's pretty easy to figure out who's going to be ref of the year.
I was thinking about shit. I might as well be a ref of the year. Try to keep me a bag, because
How come I don't get put up for commentator of the year at these X Awards? I mean, it's really no big deal. But I mean, you know, these show brothers put me in another category to lose in, quote unquote. I really don't need to win that. But just here, it would be nice. I like to stand up and be mad when somebody else wins. Give me that opportunity. Quest.
You had to get
Commissioner.
in line because I haven't won it either.
I don't have to win it. Just put me in a nomination.
Me either. No, I wasn't nominated.
I really don't
think that-
care
I
to
think
win
that
it, but
was
I want to be in a nomination. You know why? Because I feel like I'm robbing somebody of a great moment when I get pissed off that I didn't win it.
I got nominated because at the time it was only 2 of them.
We was running short. But this year, look, I know this ain't what the show's about, but this year we might have Bobby B in there, Jack Wiley, Dom Douglas, Belisario.
I mean, me too.
You?
I know.
Hold on.
I'm going to get looked over.
Not you. Yeah, we had this is most commentators this year.
Who won last year?
Dom
Was it
Douglas.
Dom Douglas?
Yo, Dom Douglas got some badass music though. White man on set.
I mean, hey, he won it last year, so
Maybe what you said you could take phone calls on that thing, can't you?
I sure can.
What if Dom's just on the air, like on the air? I mean, we don't really need the sound for that thing. I can Bluetooth that thing to that, you know.
I mean, is Dom up? Or is
Not right now. I mean, you know, next week.
Oh, okay. I'm
Next
saying
week.
normally
Yeah,
by
we ain't
this
really
time,
playing.
he's snoring with his ass in there. So I'm just
This episode, whatever, with your ass in there. This is get that image out of your head. Tag team champion telling you, we're talking to you with your ass in there.
ah, jeez.
My ass ain't in there. My ass is in the chair. But you're at home. Go ahead, Quest. I'm done. I'm stupid, man. I'm stupid. I'm having a good time here, man. Recently I figured out how much I really love this place.
Is he still with his daughter?
Tom is a great father to his child.
I think that's the excuse he used on why he's not here to be a good father.
We're talking about people and excuses of not being here now? Really? Really?
I'm always here.
You damn pot. Who you calling black?
What did you just call him?
I call him a pot. He's a pot talking to the kettle.
Now, but the way you threw that in there, bro, oh my goodness. I forget the Quest is from the old school. he said, you damn pot. Yeah, I thought you was in a black exploitation movie the way you said that. Hold on, sucker, you damn pot.
Hey.
Who you calling black? You jive ass.
Turkey?
You You gotta get that on the soundboard.
Gotta cut me some slack, Jack.
Man, you straight out of a comic book.
But okay, so listen, let's get into the show. All right, we got let's see, we got a couple of topics today. Hey, who took my topic other day? Okay, here we go. Yeah. Hey, I couldn't find it. All right, hey, I had a hard Labor Day too. But listen, let's get to the topic. All right, let's start with one. We're gonna talk about as we know, characters based off of, wrestling's based off the characters and all that. So let's see, how do you build a character when you're just breaking into the wrestling business?
To be honest, when you're just breaking in, you don't. You get out there, you listen, and your characters, whatever that whoever's leading you that night, you know what I mean? Your character is you throwing shit at the wall, and hopefully you impress somebody. There's a lot of people that get into this with a character ahead of time mentally. Like, of course, I knew I wanted to be CJE, Cam Jackson Entertainment. He knew he wanted to be Sephiroth. And did you know you wanted to be Quest?
Well, actually, I mean, we let Seth get into his story, but actually, he's got a story on this too. But,
Absolutely. But yeah, like I said, you unless you don't already have one, you don't start off with one. It's kind of given to you. For example of that is us here. We have Aladdin Force. They came up with the name, but those characters were given to them. The translator, the commentator, and the one guy had the character of his own. The wrestler, he had the character of his own. But the group is completely an ex-WW creation. Right. You know what I mean? So it's not. We give the outline and they got to fill in the blanks here. But when you're first starting off, you really don't, because you're still learning. You're still learning a lot. You know?
Yeah, well, okay. But Seth, Seth?
What was the question again?
Okay, well,
he said when you're breaking in, when you're just starting into professional wrestling, how do you go about putting that character together?
Well, I tell you what, tell your story on how Sephiroth came about. Actually, I'm gonna let you tell the story.
My background, Sephiroth was created from my backyard days, but that's just the name. The name itself, and I guess that's gonna go off of what Cam just said on how things are given to you when you getting in the industry, because I created my name, but I didn't have a background of Sephiroth as like who is Sephiroth until I came to XWW pretty much. So I had to come up with a backstory, where he's from, why he does what he does, my backyard days, I had my first wrestling name was Death, and then it went to Darkness, and then from Darkness
the black ass.
it went from Darkness to Sephiroth. But all my names all had an origin of the dark side of
black ass with your ass in the air, right? That's what it was.
Sephiroth can do some amazing things with his ass in the air.
Okay. The story we're talking about, you and getting that character in professional wrestling,
but
without your ass in the air.
When you do figure out who you're going to be, you're going to have to 100% believe in it at the end of the day. So like what Cam said, when you get into industry, things, your shit's going to change, because you don't know who you are. You don't know your style yet, you know what I'm saying? So once you learn that and you're done with training and you become a wrestler, you go from there, you're like, well, I like to slide a lot, or I like to jump a lot, whatever you really good at and you like to do, that's wrapped up in your character as well. You know what I'm saying? Your style of wrestling inside that square circle, because a square makes a circle.
Yeah. So that's like that. I see both of your points and where it's coming from, but I think that sways both ways. I mean, it's pretty much like a leaf in the wind. It goes where you blow. Because my thing is, all right, I'll tell you the example we have, all right? We were talking about this earlier. We know Vince McMahon always has these crazy ideas of characters and all this stuff. So you come into WWE and he's like, look, you're going to be XYZ. And then a lot of that, I think a lot of people had like a revolving door they went through because that character just didn't work for them. And I think a lot about your character, you have to really, not only like if you're given a character, you have to be that character and become that character. I think you have to also put a lot of who you are into that character. Yes, because now, prime example, you had Rocky Maivia come in. You know, he was Rocky Maivia. You know, had the little Hawaiian tights and all that other stuff. But I just, you know, first fans loved him just simply because, you know, hey, he's, you know, his grandfather and his father and all that, you know. But then they realized, like, oh, that absolutely sucks, you know what I mean? Then he gets with the Nation Domination, and he flipped the script, and he was like, look, you know, the story he tells it, you know, he told Vince, like, yo, this is not working, you know, and they said, all right, we'll put you with the Nation and let you be you. And once he cut loose, you know, he went back to the days like when he played with Miami. You know, he said in the locker room, that's all they did was just, you know, they rib each other, you know, and that's all it was. It was about his mouthpiece, and he talked or whatever. He took he took himself and put it into that character, and now we have what is The Rock now, you know. And I think that's the same thing when you're coming into wrestling. Like, you want to have a character, and like me personally, my character is pretty much, you want to say it's a knockoff of Stone Cold. That's what I like. But I'm not a carbon copy of him. I take myself, how I am in real life, and the things I do or whatever, but I just incorporate it into a character like he is, a little no-nonsense, book the system type character, you know. But like you say, you have to believe in that character. And with me, you have to become that character. But sometimes some people have that gift to already be a character. Example, Cam Jackson. You know what I mean? I don't really think nobody could take Cam Jackson. If anybody watched Cam Jackson or looked at any of his shows, and those of you that don't know Cam Jackson, what have y'all been doing? Get up on it. But you take a Cam Jackson, there's no way somebody can create Cam Jackson for Cam Jackson. There's no way I could ever come up with something that's going to be like, hey, Cam, this is what I want you to do. You're going to be number one. No, that's all you. You know what I'm saying? That's all you. And that's a character that is known, respected, and loved, even loved to be hated in some places. But that character is you. That's not something somebody could have given you.
Speaking of love to be hated, you know, I heard through the grapevine that you got fired this week.
You told me I couldn't talk about it, but listen.
We're not here to talk about it.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna glance real quick.
Well,
I'm here now.
You are here now, and I am going to say this. I'm going to say this very clear. The person that I am talking to, you listen very well when I say this, because this right here is the click. Okay? You get this. One fall, all three of us fall. One leave, all three of us are gone. Do not test that. You gotta do what you gotta do to make that shit work. Cause I don't give a fuck. Cause this right here is the click, and that is a metaphor, meaning one gone, the other's gone too. So you better be careful from here on out.
Damn.
Back to it.
Just got out here
I gotta mind my P's and Q's too.
Yeah. Man, just come off of being fired. You try to get him fired again. Hey, you trying to get me fired.
Yeah,
you trying to get
that's
us
all
fired.
That's all it is. But what were we saying, Quest? What were we talking about before we dipped into that? You said the character, Cam Jackson. But yeah, so you're right. That character is me. The funny thing is, though, there's even a little piece of that was given to me. Like my first day at ACCW, which was my first match in the South ever. The fans called me number one. That was the last thing on my mind. I went out there, I just was talking smack, blah, 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 and I did something, and a dude named Tim Stewart in the back, that's how it's crazy, you never forget who said what. He looked at me, I did this thing in the corner where I'd punch, and I thought it was so funny. I would troll. Everybody would count to 10. I would just keep saying one, and one. And that dude looked at me, he said, number one. I looked at him, I said, number one. And then every time I came back there, I put my hand up and then, number one. And it just grew, and now it's with me. It's a layer that was given to me, you know what I mean? That's I think that's the best way to put it.
Right.
You have to put yourself into it, but you have to be receptive and you have to accept the layers that fans and other promotions give you, because you learn things. Like if you're willing to open your mind up and put your character in those situations. I did a no holds barred like street fight thing with Deion Johnson, and the finish was a ketchup bottle to the head. Only Cam Jackson and Deion Johnson can make that shit work, bro. Because if you saw that on TV, you would have turned the whole damn pay-per-view off. But the thing is, we're so far into these characters that we're not afraid to try new things, and people are going to eat it up because of how we're going to act in the scenarios. Is The Rock a good hardcore wrestler? But everybody watched Empty Arena match with him and Mick Foley. You know what I mean?
It was because of Mick Foley. We knew it was going to be good because it was Mick Foley.
Yeah, it was going to be a good hardcore match because of Mick Foley, but it was going to draw ratings because of The Rock. And that's just it. It's what it did. They helped each other out. They did very well.
Ratings regardless because it was the first time in the Super Bowl match.
Halftime during the Super Bowl
show. Whether The Rock was
Stop
involved.
discrediting Dwayne, for Christ's sake.
Stop giving him all the glory.
I'm not giving him a lot of glory. I'm just saying the character sinks into.
Seth is still just upset because the Undertaker didn't make our Mount Rushmore. That's why he's still upset. So understand that.
But either way, you have to lend yourself to.
Why are you looking at me like that?
You have to lend yourself.
We know your Mount Rushmore is Undertaker, and maybe Kane. we get it. All right, we get it.
I hate Kane.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
I don't like Glenn Jacobs.
Oh, we can't shoot.
Okay, well,
You shooting on him, huh?
All right, now Governor.
And then you know Mark Calloway. He taught me a lot about this industry. He taught me a lot how to base. You know, he gave me like he a lot of input into Sephiroth, to my character. You know, even in my moral standards of being in one promotion and wanting my character to only be in one promotion. You know, all of it. You know, you won't see The Undertaker anywhere else. You saw Mark Calloway in other places, but you won't see The Undertaker anywhere else other than the WWE, a.k.a. the WWF, the Real Life Foundation.
I don't know if we can say that.
Yeah, because you took my childhood away from me.
I don't know if we can slander
What
them.
did you call it?
World Wildlife Foundation.
Yeah, we really can't say it now. We got to boot that. They suing motherfuckers out here. They made a whole company. They made $1 billion company change their name. What do you think they're gonna do to us?
They're gonna take my coffee money. Like, oh my God, is this $2.35?
You know the guy that invented an isolation tank? That's what holds their wells and all that shit inside an isolation tank. The guy that invented it, the reason why he did, this is insane on this guy is so smart. He invented an isolation tank to keep a dolphin in his living room so he can feed it acid to communicate with it to get the key to the universe. This is true. You can Google it. And this guy's a genius. You know, all these geniuses are all like dumbasses at the same time. Like, for real, why is it that way? Like, even Einstein, like, you think of all the, like, super smart mofos, they do some real dumb shit.
Like, go to the bottom of the ocean in a little man-made.
Yeah, like, and these guys supposed to be, like, very smart, intelligent people.
And rich.
And white. So, like, I don't get it.
Yo, and I'm still looking for the guy who said dolphins are the smartest animals. Like, I've never seen them use a screwdriver.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you something. This dude said, he believed that he said one day a dolphin will have a seat on Congress.
Right. I ain't ever seen a dolphin hold an AK-47. Because that's what it's going to take. I mean, ask the Proud Boys, you know. Ask Orange Man.
They're so damn smart. How come they invented something yet to keep that damn ocean clean, to keep them from fucking up? Like, how come, like, you know, hey, look, we're not even going to get into that. Because if you
The Wildlife Foundation is about to be on our ass.
if you think we as far as we are as humans because of a fucking thumb, you stupid and dumb as I think you are. Because if you think that's the only thing that separates us, or why our intelligence or the way it is, they say, oh, they can't do what we do because we have disposable thumbs. You better get the hell out of here with that retardedness. Okay?
I mean, I hadn't seen a dolphin use a screwdriver though.
Me neither. I haven't seen a lot of dumbasses use screwdrivers, like you said just now as well, and they have thumbs. I've seen people born without thumbs. You can watch YouTube videos right now. People don't have no hands. They're sitting there cooking, driving, doing everything with their damn feet. Do not tell me the only difference is because of that. That makes no sense.
So you eat some scrambled eggs and bacon from a guy who cooked the shit with his feet.
Hell yeah, I lick them toes. Cam should go.
Fuck out of here.
Wait.
The fuck out of here.
Cam got long toenails.
The fuck out of here.
Oh man, but listen. Okay.
Which is why he's the tag team.
Stupid.
Wait.
Stupid. now people gonna be like, yo, Kim, you got pterodactyl feet or what? Oop. I'm sorry, man. I forgot. What time is that?
Hey, Kim, take your boots on. Let us see them toes.
I gotta boot that one out.
Mexican got booze.
Oh, listen.
That is hilarious. That special is hilarious.
Oh shit. You guys. All right. So we're gonna move into our next topic. Yeah. Yes. No. Maybe.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So
This show.
let's talk about the evolution of women in the wrestling business. I'll start this one off, right? It started off at the point, back in, during the Attitude Era, pretty much women were just eye candy, They was in the most ridiculous stuff, lingerie matches, nightgown matches, pudding matches, just all kind of stuff. They were just eye candy, which, granted, don't get me wrong, it's not like I was against it. I enjoyed the eye candy of it, but it wasn't really as far as like, it wasn't wrestling, you didn't see a lot of the women performing in real, which they were good, like Jacqueline, phenomenal wrestler.
A1.
You know what I'm saying? But in just ridiculous, Trish Stratus, great wrestler, just, they was putting the story and just, hey, you just out there to be seen,
All the ugly women was great wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? You had what was her name?
The Great Muda.
She was always, she never wore like cleavage stuff.
Muda's man.
She was with
Moolah was a man.
she was with
Said the great Muda.
Moolah.
She's the fabulous Moolah. Sorry, Seth. Go ahead.
she was with the censor group. What's her name?
Ivory.
Ivory
was a phenomenal
she was a great wrestler. She was ugly though. All the ugly women was great wrestlers.
Ivory had a body though. I definitely bang out.
Spencer Ash has like a crush on Ivory.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Fucking nerd. Women wrestling, man. Just like dolphins need to stay in the day. No. Kitchen. If there's wrestling in the kitchen, let's go. Because that's where they're made to be. Okay? All right. I'm tired of this shit.
No, we're talking about the evolution of women in wrestling now.
No, it's come a long way.
It's come a phenomenal way.
Matches and all that. That was phenomenal. We need to get back to them days.
I think, like you said, but you gotta look at the times. The times was different. In the late '90s, early 2000s, man. It was all car crash TV.
Yeah, we weren't pussies.
There you go. You know what I mean? So, and we knew boobies equal rating.
My feelings hurt. I feel like that insulted me. This is not fair. I feel like a man one day and a woman the next. I feel.
Goodness gracious! I think,
Why you looked at me?
but it's
point.
it's come a long way. It's come from being the popcorn or piss break to now being a showcased thing, and now it's not promo for money. Now it's not flaunting their bodies or extorting their bodies or whatever for money. Now it's showing off their skills. I mean, yeah, sex appeal is a part of this business, but I mean now it's really about what they're doing in there and the substance of their stories in the ring, in and out of the ring. So, right. I'm very happy to say that I got to see it all, get to this point, and I'm happy to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, like in the beginning, like I said, it was eye candy. But then when it wanted to be women wanted to start actually wrestling. It was only a handful of them. It was horrible. Like you said, it was the bathroom break, go to the refrigerator break when I'm watching, Raw, whatnot. Like I was like, oh, women wrestling was so horrible. But they've come a long way now. Like now I can actually watch these women on TV, and they actually have good matches. Now there's still some that actually it looks like women wrestling, and it sucks. But there's a lot of women wrestlers that has actually. They
elevate the game.
Right. They took their time to learn this trade and have good matches. There's a lot of good matches now. I can sit there now. I can watch. I'm invested in a woman's match now. I'm invested in the man and Charlotte Flair. And it's just I like it now. It's not just okay. Let me just look at some TNA.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. Women wrestling is like midget wrestling. It's different. We watch it for the value of what it is. It's not going to be like you said, like real athletes, men wrestling. You know what I'm saying? It's not. And we're going to know this. It's like WNBA. You know what I'm saying? No matter what they do or what they can do, it's not going to be the same. That's why there's 200 people in them damn stadiums at their games, because no matter how hard you want to be a man, no matter how hard you want to try to do what men do, it's gonna suck because you're not a damn man. It's that simple. Look, cook my food, do what you gotta do, okay?
Cut all that shit out.
I gotta work hard because I got a lot of muscles, okay? So I'm gonna do my job, I'm gonna work and provide, okay? And that's what we do. That's what we do.
This brother really said, you gonna put the whole sentence, you gonna put it on the whole screen or just his face again?
We can say those words.
You cannot, not in that context.
Boy,
That's a contextual, circumstance there. That's a contextual, what's the word am I looking for?
that was a real chauvinist statement.
This almost time lap into the other topic that you have when you say what grinds our gears.
Oh, no.
Look.
No.
So you just gonna move right on?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm going with the women wrestling. I'm still on that topic. I'm just saying it's just that's what grinds my gear. Okay? That's it. That's all.
So you're saying that the women have not evolved into athletes? You're saying there's no good women wrestlers?
They were athletes then.
No, they're athletes in the sense of women, but trying to cross it with trying to have the same expectation of us. It's not going to happen. I never would give it the same. I would never give them the same expectations or the same level of professionalism, athleticism is the same.
Oh my goodness.
I would never. That's why it's different. That's why, like I say, every real sport, not entertainment, are separated for that reason alone, because they know it is impossible to put them as the same as us because we are not. That's all I'm saying. So
Don't mistake Sephiroth's tone. He's trying to explain facts. We have to make sure. You know, the world don't understand that was a real off-screen Sephiroth rant right there. So you gotta you gotta watch how you word things, because we know that you just trying to state the obvious facts of it. They sitting at home like, oh my God.
I'm sitting here like, oh my God.
He's saying that genetically we're not the same.
Yeah, we're never going to put them
on the same level.
Well, you had women highlight. They main evented WrestleMania.
They did, and it was a good match.
I think they did very well.
And they look like, you know, they look like, if our women look like them, that would probably be okay.
What? So now it's about their looks.
No, it's about their athleticism.
Okay. All right. I think I get what you.
And what they can do, yes.
Right. But
that was a good match.
So
and I guarantee you, 80% of people would say Charlotte Flair looked like a man.
No, I just see she ain't got no ass, but still, I mean, I like her. She's a good athlete. Like
she's just some things we cannot.
She's a great athlete
as wrestlers, guys.
Why?
Disclaimer or not, some things we just cannot say as wrestlers.
Sephiroth talks about Killjoy's ass all the time.
Not on here.
Go ahead and say it on here right now so we can.
Rob Killjoy, you have a very delicious ass.
But you're complimenting him.
Oh,
Rob. He just
well, okay, all right. I'll put it in the same concept. Spencer Ash, love you to death, but Buddy has no ass at all. He's just got one long ass back.
You know Spencer. Spencer doesn't work for the E.
He's a wrestler. That's what we're talking about.
You know, you talking about this one particular person who happens to be.
There's a lot of wrestlers that know
who happens to be, you know, like goddess of this area when it comes to wrestling.
Hell, Sephiroth, he lost his ass.
I did lose my ass. How did that happen?
I'm not trying to lose mine. I got to start beating again.
I got my theories, but I don't know.
I don't even want to. No comment.
But listen, the topic is about women and evolution. You know, the evolution of women in wrestling. Now, so
it's involved.
Let's take it to the indie side of it. Okay. There's a lot of women in indie wrestling, you know what I'm saying? More than that I initially, if I was just from the outside in looking, it's more women really invested in wrestling than I would have thought there would be.
Right.
You know, like women are actually getting training. They're going to training. They're in these matches. Now, with some of them, they need to go back to training. Some of them needs a lot of training.
That's any wrestler, though.
Exactly. So, again, back to the point, the evolution of women in wrestling, I think it's on an upswing. I like to see women get involved if they can do it and look good doing it. You know what I mean?
That's hard to do.
Well, again, it goes back to how invested are they getting the training? Do they have the athleticism to do such? You know, and we have a lot in the indie scene that I like. You know what I mean? There are a couple that I'm like, look, just give it up. And you guys already know. It's one promotion I go to all the time, and I'm like, there's one chick that's over. She is over. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, wrestling fans really are stupid as fuck.
Oh, that now. Come on now.
Well, I didn't drop no names in there, but come on, listen, just because I say what you think.
Who is this podcast for?
For these stupid ass fans. That's exactly what this podcast is for.
Hey, come on, man.
Dumbass fans.
You know how people just turned us off?
No, they're not going to turn us off because they're dumb as fuck.
Y'all are going straight to hell. Y'all not taking me with you. I just got my job back. Y'all trying to get, y'all doing everything in your power.
You know, it's because of me why you got your job back.
Yeah, I know.
Do some
Yo. Yeah. All right, Pat Patterson, hold on. Wait a minute. But listen, no, for real. There are.
I said, hey, boss. I said, hey, manny-mac. Hey, manny-mac.
Oh, shit.
Kev's going to need his job back. And he said, look, Kelly didn't.
Oh, come on.
And I said, well, I got you, but only if you hire Cam back.
Oh, the editing on this one is going to be something else. But I played a part in that too, because I told Cal like he had to take a trip with him. I told him, get on the way on the road. I told him, hey, it'll work. And he comes back calling me, hey, I got my job back. I say, see, I told you, you know, and make sure you and you good. Like, I'm telling you.
Oh, the hell with y'all. I ain't getting nobody no damn.
Oh, but listen. Okay, but listen though. Original topic. Women in evolution of women in wrestling. I think it's wonderful. I'm looking forward to keep going. But listen, some of you women really need to get training, do training, and some of you need to come to realize like sometimes you're not that athletically inclined. You might just need to be a valet or something. Some of you are just eye candy. Some of you are athletes. But either way, the evolution is on the upswing, and I'm all for it.
And Sephiroth will close the topic on all seriousness. Women wrestling has come a long, long way. I was ripping, but you're right. And I used to say that back in the day. Potato sack matches, lingerie matches, first bra match, all that to headlining WrestleMania. That's a great accomplishment.
Kudos to all the women out there in professional wrestling. But, okay. Let's go into our last topic of the show, all right? And I'm going to start, I don't know, I'm scared to start with you, Seth. I really am, but I'm going to start with you, Seth. What are your grievances about wrestling today?
I'm just trying to get out the way in case the lightning come down thick.
You know, it's funny, the dumbass fan. I'm going to say I hate what grinds my gears is the WWF world, what they like to say, the WWE universe. The WWE universe. That universe grinds my gears because they act like they are the ultimate fans. They act like they know wrestling better than wrestlers themselves. That's one of the biggest pop questions you ever gave us. You know, who's the heel? And the heel is on the bottom of my damn feet, of my damn shoe. Which is, and
That's an iconic line.
yeah, that's an iconic line because ain't that's the truth. And I follow that into the indies. So like, one of my grievances of wrestling and wrestling itself is sometimes to fans, and I can say a lot, but that's just one of the top things of the WWE universe and the internet. The fans on the internet, like every time I go on my phone, all these different type of homemade news or whatever, have all these things as if they really know what they're talking about, and they have no clue. You know what I'm saying? And that.
That grinds your gears.
That grinds my gears.
I get
One
it.
of the things.
So Cam, any grievances that you have?
The biggest thing I dislike about wrestling is that there's almost no substance anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, it's too flash in the pan for me. No disrespect to everybody out there working hard, respectively. But it's too flash in the pan. They only want people who are going to give the masses tonight, tomorrow, and the next day. They're not looking for longevity. And that's a problem. That's a problem everywhere. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I get it. I see the problem with it. I understand that
That ties in with fans.
Right. I understand that longevity means you have to broaden the attention span of fans and yourselves. I get it. And that's hard to do in 2023. I understand. But if you don't try, then this business is going to crumble fast. Because, like you said, there's only one maintaining story in all of wrestling that has been a work and everybody's been invested in, and the company up top has poured money in. And that's the one that you're tired of. You know, the bloodline story. But imagine, that's the only story still going. It's gone on so much that anybody that's been involved in that storyline can pop up anywhere and it's a sellout. That's crazy. Right. But that shows you that's one story driving a $1 billion company. Imagine what that could do on our level here independently. You know what I mean?
You know, you know how I think that one story is driving it? Because of all the millions of fans that watch wrestling, they still miss those days of storytelling.
Absolutely.
Which is what wrestling is based on. So if that's the only thing that, wrestling is giving them now, that's why they're so invested. But like I say, you got so many people on your roster, let's just build other stories.
Don't get me wrong. I'm saying they are, but I'm talking about long continuous. I'm talking about longevity. I'm talking about this Roman.
It's been, 3 years?
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie. I know you don't like it, but every time I see it come on, I'm hooked. I'm hoping he go to 7 years. I'm telling you, the reason why is because I just want to see something. I want to see it. When I was younger, the attitude, the champ ain't had that mug more than 2-3 months. it got kicked around, but that was the time. We're not in that time. Now we're in the time of the prize fighter.
My time, Flair had that belt
forever.
They talking about 3 years of Roman Reigns. I think Flair had it maybe 17 years. I don't know. Might find that long, but he had it for years. He would lose it only maybe Dusty Rhodes, but he'd get that
it back.
Yeah. So,
but that's it's different. We're getting back to history repeats itself. Like that was the day where you build a pro wrestler as the prize fighter. You bring in the big name. The main attraction is the champion, and that guy isn't always there. It's very territorial. That's how they used to do back in the territories, but now they're doing it with the WWE. It started with Brock. Now it's transcended to Roman, and Roman is, no disrespect to Brock Lesnar, because who the fuck am I to say this? But Roman is doing it better than Brock if he's making more money in the company for 3 years.
Yeah,
that's the facts. You know what I mean?
It's just Brock has no personality.
Oh, he does now.
But yeah,
he out there like Farmer Dan and shit, big cowboy hat, chucking people. But I'm just saying, that's what grinds my gears about wrestling is that it's working. Why don't people do it? Because it's gonna work. And that's what I feel like. I feel like they sit there and say, yeah, I don't want to do this story because it might work. But no, yeah, that's more reason to do it. We did a story here. We did a couple stories here. We actually did. The crazy thing about your story and your comeback to the ring is it bounced off of my story, which involved Jordan's story. Like it's still a continuous ball of stories. Anything we do, people are gonna latch onto because we built that here. Longevity. Right. You know what I mean? Right. It's just not enough of it.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you, but I'm going to tell you my grievance, right? Something that we discussed a little bit, touched on it, and we talked about it on another show. But my grievance now is that, like you say, off what you said, a lot of stuff is spot-based now, not story-based. I come from story-based, build a story, tell something, make me invested in it. But now it just seems that wrestling is all about the athleticism, period. And even with that, the athleticism that they perform, it comes off unbelievable in the match. Like I remember at one point in time, a DDT was a finisher, Now somebody might get hit with like 3 or 4 DDTs in a match. It came to the point like, it's just a Canadian Destroyer was a massive move. Now you get, matter of fact, there's somebody, I watched some matches on the internet. I think it was on AEW. These guys literally put 5 apiece Canadian destroyers. Like, what the hell is that? You know, and you know that's it's just about, okay, let me see if I can keep flipping you around and do this and that. And there's another one I seen. This was I can't remember the women's name, but their finisher was a woman literally did a handstand. It was a tag match. Did a handstand on their partner's shoulder, and the partner turned around and then she did a body press on the guy. Flash, yeah. So, though the move, as athletic and great as it was, does that belong in wrestling? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people want to do now, is do this thing that just looks more like, to me, more like gymnastics than it does a wrestling match. Because in a wrestling match, you got to realize the psychology of it, the story of it, is that it's 2 people or 4, if it's a tag. This team wants to beat that team, period, in a fight. That's what it's about. Now, you can put athletic moves and things in there, tell your story, you know, this is how you do it. But when that's all that's about, like, more or less, I want to get my spots off. You know, let me get this spot and let me show off and make myself look so superheroish and amazing. More than it is the psychology, like, I really want to beat this person. That's my grievance with wrestling now. Because in all my years around the sun, as many fights as I had in real life, I have never seen somebody do a handstand off somebody's shoulders to knock somebody out. I've never seen it. But that's my grievance.
You know, I used to say that a lot. I'm starting to understand today's world of wrestling. I don't think we can use the excuse. And the funny thing is, earlier today in training, I used that excuse. But believe it or not, you have to act real in the moment. But it's not a real fight. The fans know that. So we have to stop. Unfortunately, we have to stop breeding that. We can teach to live in the moment. That's what I think we need to teach, to live in the moment. But we can't teach that it's a real fight, because, listen, if it's a real fight, brother, why am I putting on my underwear?
I mean,
and these weird pads on my legs, and I don't even throw kicks. and why am I putting oil on my body? So I understand.
Goes back to the Roman Greco days, you know. Men put on Roman.
They used to wrestle naked.
Exactly.
I was watching.
Nothing wrong with a man wanting to fight another man in his underwear. Sephiroth does it all the time.
Stop. But what I'm saying is, it's not a real fight. It is a competition. So if the competition, if you can give me a reason as to why what you're doing is going to help you win the competition, or is competition more entertaining, then I need to shut the fuck up and enjoy it. That's where I'm at in 2023. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean,
there's got to be a reason.
Yeah, I'm not there, but I do understand that's the times now. That's what people want to see. Okay, I get it. But some of this stuff is just ridiculous. Like I say, I don't know if I'm watching a wrestling match or if I'm watching gymnastics, or these people getting ready for the Olympics. You know,
there's a lot of that.
Yeah, and that just to me makes wrestling unwatchable. Like I literally will turn on ESPN and watch gymnastics before I can do this.
And it's crazy because I feel like when you see it in moderation, it pops the shit out of you.
Right.
But when you see it all the time, it's like, oh.
Right.
It's like, bro, how is anybody gonna top this? Like, or like, dude, does he have any other moves? Like,
hey, listen, and me being an older wrestler, I'd be in the locker room, see this like, shit, you gonna leave me some moves? Can I do something?
Well, like, but that's the thing, you know, I pop up and over back roll, I pop there. Because that means you feeling it. You know, you do that back roll good and you get up and you slip into that next spot and you get there on time and you ain't got to say shit. It just happened like nature. That's the pop for me.
Right.
That's where flipping and the rolling looks cool. But when you do it off the top rope, it's impactful. But if the motherfucker kick out, then you did all that for nothing.
Exactly. You know, no psychology to it. So
You're right. There's not enough psychology. Or should I say people don't go out of their way to put enough psychology into that. Now, I could get behind a match where some flips is involved if you can, put that in the story. Right, put it in the story. I go to try to take out your leg, you backflip over me, okay, that's cool. I go to do the clothesline, you duck underneath it, kip up, that's cool. You know what I mean? I toss you to the rope, you want to springboard back, whatever the fuck over my head, that's real cool.
right. And I love that. I agree with you.
But it's not that.
Doing a handstand on somebody's shoulders. Why? Just prove you do a handstand on somebody's shoulders?
Well, tag team is different. Tag team is different. Like the Road, listen to me. The Road Warriors were some big ass, badass men. Why did one have to put one on his shoulders to do the clothesline? The clothesline would have killed him if he was standing up.
It was more impactful. This man is doing
That's
a
the thing.
clothesline off the top rope.
She's doing
off
a
of somebody's shoulder.
That handstand is more impactful from the top of that lady's shoulders than it is from the ground. You answered your own question.
No, I did not. That is bullshit. It's bullshit.
To you, but that's why they're letting them do it. If it don't look good on TV, they wouldn't let them do it.
Hell, gymnastics looks good on TV. Anybody can do the flippity-flues. Like, everybody can't do that. I
just
never
saying.
did a hurricane runner. You know what I'm saying? People that can get in there and do that, like, yeah, it's obviously it's gonna look good.
Right.
Use it methodically. Do it like.
Yeah, I don't think that's a finish.
It's just
I think that's a tag move. I don't think that's a finish. Or was it a finish?
It was a finish. That's why it's my grievance.
Oh yeah, but I think that's novice wrestlers. No disrespect, because I didn't watch it, but I think
TV.
Yeah, you can be novice and on TV. That's okay.
Well, damn it, we in the wrong. Let's go.
No, I mean, but they have a quality that got them signed. It is what it is. But that's novice wrestlers and also the team in the back trying to see what looks good. You know what I mean? I will say those big companies, they experiment. Some people are just experiments. I know they don't say it, they don't come out and say it, but some people are experiments.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we had a lot of hip hop white boys, but the only one that took off was John Cena. You know what I mean? We ain't had a lot, but we had a few hip hop white boys. You know, but John Cena was the one that broke the mold.
Well, I mean, he was good on the mic though. Horrible at wrestling.
You know, we had a ton of pure Samoan wrestlers. Well, Roman Reigns is the only one that cannot be at work and be the draw. The only one. I can't even say The Rock did that. You know what I mean? Like, Roman is not at work, and he's the main draw of the company, my dude. You know what I mean? Rock had to be there every week.
Okay, but now let me
different times. I get it.
But different times, but also let me put this. Look at.
I keep saying the M word. I'm so
roster.
sorry.
Look at the roster now, and because nobody invested in a story for them other people. Well, he is the only draw.
But he's been built to that. That's what I'm saying. And before 3 years ago, he's been built to that. But what I'm saying, like
everybody hated that man until he caught cancer.
I loved him way before he caught cancer. Honestly, I was mad at the people that loved him after he caught the cancer, because I thought he was really good when everybody hated him. You know, but
he was horrible at promos. But I liked him in the Shield. I always liked the bouncer type. Right, dude. I liked his character then. Silent but strong.
But it's like I said, this is the you know what I mean?
Anyway, all right, so we'll close the show off like that. We'll continue on the next episode or whatnot. Sephiroth, he's over there struggling now because he had himself a juggle whole weekend, and obviously, he's struggling. So, we're going to sign off right now. It's been another episode of The Asylum.
Hey, can I hang out with this one 14-year-old, this trans 14-year-old? No, listen, no, it's not that. No, it's just, it's a good thing. That it's some truth. And he told his mom on why, and asked her, why can you just accept me for who I am? And she said, how can I accept you when you cannot accept yourself? Out.
That's food for thought. I don't know how, I don't even know if that's good or bad, but Cam Jackson signing out.
I'll allow that. Later.